I was curious, what was your first impression of Tony Grimes when he got to campus and obviously reclassifying and coming in as a high school kid to play?
Well, I definitely thought it was brave of him. I mean, coming straight out of high school, into something like this, it could definitely be overwhelming. So I definitely commend him on that. And then the progression he made just from last year to this year is really impressive. So, I mean, I commend him on it. And he's a special kid. So I think you'll definitely see a lot of that this season.
What kind of progress do you feel like he's made?
He definitely came in raw. You could tell he was straight out of high school. But, I mean, when I said the progression was so quick, the last 2 games of the season, he balled out. So definitely from a skill set standpoint, you see growth there. And then just like learning the plays, he's a whole lot more confident out on the field now.
And since I don't see any hands raised. Okay. So Kyler, I also wanted to ask you, coming from being in the program at Clemson and then coming to Carolina, what kind of comparisons, what kind of similarities do you see in terms of the culture that Coach Brown is building now here in Chapel Hill?
You're definitely looking at players take the next step. It's becoming more of a player-led team. Players more driven. We know the potential we have with this team. So, I mean, everyone's holding each other accountable. That's one thing that we definitely stressed at Clemson was accountability, holding each other accountable. So people here are definitely starting to do that now. It's looking more like a player-led, player-driven team.
Thanks.
Jacob and Alyssa.
Hey, Kyler, can you kind of walk us through your off-season grind, kind of what you were doing this off-season, what various or specific aspects of your game you were trying to kind of improve the most? Can you just kind of walk us through that real quick?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It was definitely getting in the playroom or in the meeting room with defensive coaches and definitely getting the playbook down so I could definitely get on the field and to be able to move a whole lot faster. So it's not a lot of thinking out on the field. It's just more of a react. And after that, it was being able to just get out of my cuts quicker, learning X's and O's and kind of anticipating things.
Alyssa, then Ross.
Yeah, how has this defense matured as a whole over the past year, and what can you say about the depth of that group?
Oh my gosh, the depth is there for sure. You definitely see maturity out of the group. Like I said, it's become more of a player-driven team. We're holding each other accountable. So yeah, I see a special group out of the players we have now. I see the potential. I definitely think we're going to be one of the top-tier team, one of the teams with the potential to go to the national championship this year.
Ross.
Hey, Kyler. You have a pretty stacked cornerbacks room now. How do you kind of see that depth chart playing out, especially with you, Tony, and Storm kind of competing for rotation? How do you kind of see that breaking down just in the spring?
Yeah, it's a good thing for sure. I mean, we're all competing. We're making each other better day in and day out. And it's always good to have a good rotation because, I mean, cornerbacks, we're running up and down the field constantly. So be able to exchange each other out and not have any kind of fall off, it's always a good thing.
Is it just y'all three rotating in with the first team, or how's that looking?
We're not sure yet. Everyone's at a flat line right now going into the season.
And any wide receivers that are standing out? Is there a couple names we may not know about that you think are making some plays so far in the wide receiver room?
Oh yeah, Antoine Green, I got to give to him. I mean, he's always working me, giving me good looks off the line. And Justin Olsen, he's somebody that you probably don't hear a lot about, but he'll put his body on the line to catch a ball, and I salute him for that.
Thanks.
Greg Hall.
Kyler, kind of working off of that question regarding the receivers, I was going to ask, what's the difference dynamic wise as far as covering Diami and Daz and those guys last year, moving on to Chaffrey and Josh Downs so far this spring?
I mean, you don't see any fall off. I wouldn't say fall off, but you just see where those players have definitely been in the program for a while, so they're a little more savvy. They know what to expect, just based off the amount of playing time that they probably have had in the past. And like I said, you see the progression every day. So I don't see much of a fall off in terms of that, but yeah.
And then JJ Jones looked like he had a nice catch there in one of the team drills today. What have you seen kind of him, an early enrollee, coming in and getting used to the swing of things?
I mean, like I said before, you see the potential with these players. We brought in a great class of kids, definitely in a receiving core, and I'm excited to see what they do.
Macy?
Hey, so this is a very general question, but it just seemed like at practice there was a lot of energy today. So what are you seeing from this team in terms of excitement?
Oh man, we were excited to get out here today and put pads on. I mean, we've been talking about it ever since the season ended last year. So just being able to come out for the first time, put pads on, and actually be able to connect and build a little bit, we were all looking forward to it.
Jacob?
Hey, Kylie, kind of staying on that, I noticed in the 1v1s today between you guys from the corners and the wide receivers that the energy there was pretty crazy. A lot of trash talking, a lot of kind of going back and forth. Can you just kind of talk us through what that's like and kind of just the chip on y'all shoulder that you guys kind of play with when you go up against each other?
Yeah, from last season to this season, both sides of the ball are definitely coming out more confidence. So, I mean, there's definitely going to be chippiness in between. And one-on-ones are a drill we always take pride in. We talk about one-on-ones in the morning. We talk about, what we're going to do to each other. And it's super competitive. So I love one-on-ones.